proper air fresheners for my customers. I don't know what kind of shop you guys take your cars to, but everyone here gets the premium treatment. All right, another beautiful day in the neighborhood. I don't know if you guys seen this yet or we covered it, but this car's a local guy, and he's in, it had a Magnuson in it, otherwise in stock form with a Magnuson blower. So we're doing a set of Stainless Works headers, a Btr PDS Stage 2 cam, a couple other little mods, catch can, this, that, the other. Almost got it back together, got the heads assembled, and went to put them on. And the first time I've ever seen an ARP head stud break, broke a head stud at like 80 foot-pounds of torque. It's like, oh, cool. Nothing in the hole, nothing in the bore. Kind of place like people break head studs or head bolts if they leave coolant and oil and stuff in the bottom, but there was none, so it might just been a weak stud. Who knows? It's super strange. Anyways, moving on. Me and Andrew just cleaned up a mess after, well, we spent like an hour moving stuff. We moved the white truck off the hoist and moved some stuff around. Got back to this Camaro, broke the stud. Oh, damn. Okay, well, we better take the truck off the hoist and start working on the yellow Vet. So the Z06 is in. We got the heads back from Extreme CFM. They did the porting on the phone. So Extreme CFM did the porting on it. They look great. Should make some good jam. And then my buddy Brian at the machine shop in Alpena, he did the valve job and sized the valves for the guides. We did CHE guides. So this is the big LS7 fix, is the CHE valve guides. We did some stainless exhaust valves, polished the heck out of the intake valves so they're all tumble polished and clean. Smith Bros brass trunnion, some ARP head bolts, and then of course Johnson 2116 LSRs. So if you're trying to make a nice Z06, you need some Johnsons. I don't know why this is moving so slow. Alrighty then. So Andrew has the block all cleaned up, heads ready to go back on. I think I briefly mentioned this one. So this one's getting a Dangler Zone Stage 3. So Btr Stage 3 V2 camshaft, which is pretty awesome actually for the size and drive really well. Extreme CFM CNC ported heads, MSD intake manifold that's just ported to basically a 105, cleaned up. The runners are cleaned up. Cooks 2-inch primaries, stainless bad boys, and then the Cooks high flow cats, X-pipe, all that good jazz. Putting a tick billet shifter in it, putting a flex fuel sensor, a Mighty Mouse Extreme catch can. It's gonna be a pretty sweet ride. So I'm gonna take a guess. It's gonna make 619 on pump gas, 639 on E85, probably ish.
I'm not gonna battle because Kenny just knows.
I hope so. I mean, it better.
He just knows.
I think the goal is 600.
Usually when we put something together, you're like, yeah, I'll probably make this, and then it does, and it's like, okay, so.
Should be close. Should be close. So Andrew's feeling a little bit better. He had the bubonic plague for the last week
and a half.
So it's been a rough couple weeks for us.
Yeah, it's been rough, but we're getting better now.
Getting better now. He can breathe a little.
A little bit.
Still a lot of vaginal cloggage. I mean, nasal cloggage.
I mean,
yeah.
I took some medicine. I feel better.
Being sick sucks.
Yeah, really bad.
I
Throws
know.
everything off.
I've only ever been to one gender reveal in my whole life, and it was Andrew's gender reveal. And that was the sickest I ever got because I was around a bunch of Harrisonites with kids. So I was like, I swore to the good Lord above us that I'm never going to a gender reveal again. I will never go around babies and single moms that get child support ever again in my life because I hate them all. But yeah, these are my favorite builds. I love C6z06s more than life itself. I think it was because like a long stream of when F-bodies came out, I was like, wow, they're so awesome. Like the 4th gen ones, because that was like my age group, and I was like, they're so awesome. So then LS1, you know, aluminum block LS, blah, blah, blah. But then when this came out in 06, it just made like an F-body seem like a Cavalier. This was like the ultimate thing. It was 427 cubes. 500 horse out of the box. Like, it makes what LS1s get when you build them up. And they're beautiful, and they're classic, timeless, and they handle, and they get good mileage. They ride pretty good, but mainly they're just super sexy. So they're pretty much really hard to beat.
Pretty much sums it up right there.
It does. I mean, you don't really...
One of the greatest cars ever made.
And even the sound, I mean, I get ragged on all the time because I don't have a ZR1. Like, you can't buy a ZR1, you can't have a Z06. And it's like, if I was just roll racing people every day of my life, I would. But, like, I'm not. I'm just cruising around. I want to rip through some gears and take some corners. So the Z06 suits my needs better. It's a couple 100 pounds lighter because it doesn't have a blower and a bunch of other stuff on it. It doesn't heat soak. And it sounds like 5,000 times cooler than a 6.2. So, obviously, you could make, whatever, make it sound similar, but... yeah, the blowers are sweet. They're cool. But I just really like, obviously with the red truck has the 502 and the C6 has a bunch of work done on it. We put like 3 sets of heads on that and changed shit and changed the cam and did it. So it's
Minor details.
I like NA stuff. I think it's neat. So it's fun.
Yeah.
Andrew experiences the blower life.
Yeah, that's really cool.
One of these days, if his
Really-
axle ever comes
really
and his trans ever
great.
done.
It's really great. You should absolutely do it.
You want to make more power, you got to make more dial hairs to waste.
Yeah.
It says literally all money. All money. So we're gonna get jamming on the yellow car. We're gonna turn some music on and get with it, get vibing. The silver car and the headset held us up for a half a day, so now we're gonna make up for that. These are my favorites, so I wanted to video them, and I hope you guys like them too. It doesn't seem like the C6 videos do well on our YouTube channel, and that's okay because we like them. But, oh yeah, our buddy Nate came over yesterday and tinted the C8, and it looks great. I almost didn't tint it because I kind of wanted everyone to know that I was super badass. Just kidding. I don't know. I was just like, whatever, I don't care. And then I'm glad I did now because I hate when I'm in traffic and people just stare at me like, look at this guy. How does that fat white guy own this thing? He's loser. Look at him. He's probably got a 660 credit score. And it's like, good call, I do. But yeah, he did the Denali as well. So this will be nice. A little bit on the windshield, some tint match on the side. Super fresh. We'll look so fresh pulling up to the track with the burgundy truck and trailer. Parked next to stackers and stuff. So I'll pick up some more here in a little bit. All right, we skipped a few steps because we had to hurry, so we didn't video it, much like always, but Andrew's getting, yeah, sorry, I plugged that in. I was like, oh, I'll plug it in now. I'll pull that out of the way. You're good, just over top. So, yeah, Andrew got the headers in, torqued the heads up. I measured the push rods, got the rockers in, torqued them all down. We ported the MSD a little bit, just port matched it, made it look nice, got rid of the bumps and bruises in it. Didn't get wild, but opened it up a little bit. And Andrew fitted the new injectors from Fuel Injector Development. Got everything all cleaned up, wire brushed up, shiny, looks great. I'll get this on, and I had to go to dinner. I'm going to dinner with Willits. He invited me over. He's been asking me for a while. I was like, my old buddy Mike? Oh, man. So he's like, what do you guys want? Some really not done steaks? And I was like, not really.
Anything but that.
Anything. I was like, you might want to just make Chelsea a hamburger. I was like, I'll take a properly cooked steak. In case you didn't know, I'm one of those fruitcakes. I like well done meat. I don't like anything not cooked. I think it's really sick. I hate red. It's gross. It grosses me out. So I catch a lot of shit for that, but I think it's funny. I think it's just because I got that really good white trash palate where I grew up like, my grandpa just deer hunted every day of the week forever. So we just ate venison all sorts of ways. It's in my DNA. Yeah, it's just trailer park trash.
So you're trying to beat the stereotype.
Yeah. So he just hunted deer. He actually went to prison for shooting deer on the 4th of July, but that's another story. We'll get into that on another day. We should just have story time sometime. But yeah, we just had venison and then cheese from the church and, you know, just bullshit my whole childhood for a little while. And finally my mom got with this younger guy, so then it took a little while to get caught up in life, but then he got a job and then we took off and then we started eating like chicken nuggets and stuff, and I was like, holy shit, Dyno nuggets are awesome. Now actually, my stepdad would be like, you don't need those things that are shaped like dinosaurs, just get regular chicken nuggets, they're more expensive. It sounds about right. And then my mom would be like, well, he's been eating circle nuggets for 2 years. Can we just get some Dyno nuggies? So that's pretty fun. Okay, back to the car. Anyways. Plug along a little bit more on this for the evening. We're going to bust out. Oh, yeah. I already got him with the air freshener. So I'm good about these really sweet air fresheners. I put them in most all of my customers' cars. Usually all of them if I remember. Especially if I like them. It's got a nice wide variety. Hot buns. Generate hot buns. Buy them in bulk. And then I just throw them on a mirror and see if I get yelled at. I really don't care. I think it's funny. All right, we'll do some more tomorrow. I'll try to. We won't be as in big of a rush tomorrow. And we'll try to get some of this wrapped up and then weld the mid pipes in and all that stuff. So won't be so bad. Pretty easy from here.
We're gonna fire it up.
Then we're gonna fire up. I actually didn't think I'd have the right push rods because they were like right on the edge of, you know, we got 47 sets of push rods in stock, and it was like it's either 8975s or 90s, and the 9s made it, so worked out good. But yeah, okay, C8 tinted. Oh yeah. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Got this temporary air raid intake on there because he's got a yellow one coming in on Monday. Flex fuel's hooked up. Catch can is on. Ported the MSD a little bit on the inlet for the throttle opening, stuff like that. So Andrew's getting her strapped down. Get the wideband in this bad biatch and make a couple base pulls. All right, the first pull was great. Exactly as I expected. Had 19 degrees in the center, 20 up top. It was like 12.0 AFR, made 594, so we're on the right track. It does have a smaller tire than normal, but it's pretty cool. It's actually gonna make some jams, so it's just at 93 right now. Fans are loud, so I'll just do this. I'll talk to you. go. A few tries, got her dialed in now. We have it. We left her off on pump gas, so 10% ethanol technically. So we just still does have the factory clutch and stuff. It's a shit excuse, but the fuel tank was full, blah blah blah. We just whatever. So 622 and a half, 623 and a half with a 26 installed tire. Nice healthy curve. Peaks at 65 with the standard runners. Stage 3 V2 Btr. Super awesome. So, I mean, 600 plus wheel horsepower, SAE correction, and a stick shift vet is pretty freaking cool. Stoked, actually. This thing is going to be a ripper. So actually, the tire is like 25 3/4 inch, so pretty short. Anyways, just wanted to give a good detailed graph, that nice torque curve. This thing is going to be potent on the street. He is definitely going to tear the clutch up quick. I did warn him earlier when he came and seen it, and I was like, yeah, well, it was a lot of money at first, so we're going to let him enjoy it for a little bit as is. He's not going to drag race it or anything, so we should be able to get by for a while. But yeah, it's going to be a super fun car. He's going to enjoy it. It'll definitely rip. That 600 wheel is awesome in these things. Like right when you get to that 580, 590, 600 package, that's when they really take off and they really, really rip. So super stoked for him. Really nice guy. He's about an hour away, but it's pretty much local to us here in northern Michigan. He's in Traverse City area, so it's gonna be a fun time for him. He's gonna enjoy it. I'm sure it won't be too long before he gets the bug and wants to do more stuff, but definitely have to address the clutch next. That'll be the first thing to go as well as the stock LS7. They usually work if you're nice to them for a while, but we've also put them together and they've lasted a week, so hard to tell. But didn't want to rob him of all of his money too quickly. We definitely put a lot of coins into it now. Spent a lot on the heads and stuff, so super sweet package. So engine-wise, I guess this is a good time to give a rundown because everyone always asks pricing and they're all a little different. So this ended up being approximately $18,000 out the door. So MSD atomic intake, K-Tech throttle body, BTR cam kit, Johnson lifters, trunnions, you know, all the necessary stuff. Cook's headers, long tubes, the X-pipe, 2-inch primaries, MSD plug wires, NGK plugs, Mighty Mouse catch can, air raid intake. This one we just picked it out because it was yellow, so kind of matches the car. I don't think that those haven't ever been like the biggest powerhouse for us. I think there's probably a little bit of power to be had in that with a different intake, but it'll work perfectly fine. It looks good. But we did put a bunch of money in the heads. So we did exhaust valves, had the heads ported because they were stock. So the head fix is one of the things that really give people away on that LS7s is because they're afraid of them. So our friends at Extreme CFM ported the heads, CNC ported them. They tumbled and cleaned and polished the intake valves. I had my guy Brian Extreme did the CHE valve guides as well. I had Brian do a valve job and then size the guides and put those together. But so the heads are fixed, cam kit, headers, intake, fuel injector development, fuel injectors. I'm trying to think, a bunch of little stuff. We ended up throwing like a shifter and stuff, but sub 20 grand for everything. That's a lot of stuff. I mean, those are a lot of parts you got to think. That's $1,300. That's $800. That's $2,800. That's $400. This stuff adds up fast these days. Everything's super, super expensive. But if you have one of these cars, the head fix thing is obviously something that you want to do. We've seen people go a long ways, but we've seen people tear up a $15,000 engine, and that's a shame. So it's definitely the go-to. And he bought the car under the impression it had the heads fixed, but of course, a salesman will tell you anything. So, anywho, I'll wrap this up. It's basically the Stage 3 package on pump gas. There's probably another 20 wheel in it. Let's call it 18 to 20 is pretty common. 18, 19, 20. So pretty much 640, 645 to the tires, flex fuel capable, super awesome, super sounding, really good driving car. So I'm excited for him to get it out and get some miles and tell me how he thinks of it. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. We got a lot of stuff in the future coming out, so I'm going to try to do I guess I should just do a little bit of video on all of them. That 1LE Camaro SS is going to get a supercharger, headers, BTR, centrifugal cam, and a BTR root style cam and everything, so that'll be pretty cool. Probably hoping we wrap that up this week, and I'll go over that a little more. But we got another 5th gen coming up. Wish we did more Z06s. There's not a ton of them up here, and rarely people send them over here. When you got the great guys over at RPM with Fran and those guys, they take all the Z06s away from all of us smaller guys. They do a great job. But yeah, hope you guys have a good night. I'll throw something together so you guys got some good views of this car along the way. I think I took a couple videos of it, so it'll be a little in depth. But yeah, take care. We'll see you guys soon.